Aiden, are you going to come out to breakfast or are you going to stay on the sofa? I'm quite comfortable where I am. Today Eden has decided she doesn't want to come out to breakfast. She's staying in the room, being stubborn. That's her choice. We are up fairly early because we want to go and do the Hellfire Pass before we check out. The Hellfire Pass is where the train line between Bangkok and Burma was built by the prisoners of war years ago. And I think it should be quite interesting because we've heard about it a lot and we've always missed out on going there every time we've come here. So that's the plan for this morning. Sasha's just gone running inside because she got pooed on. Look. I think this proves my point. I've said this before, but I'm not sure if I've said it in the vlogs. Can birds poo while they're flying? They must be able to because there's no tree directly above us and this poo is directly in the middle of the table. Somehow it bounced off her head and made a splat on the table. You get it out?
The carrols are feeding breakfast outside.
Yeah.
And we are off to the Hellfire Pass. It is just before 8 AM. It doesn't open until 9, but it's about an hour's drive to get there, so we should be timing it perfectly. We still have about 30 kilometres to go till we are at the Hellfire Pass, but so far the journey here has been really beautiful. Kanchanaburi is actually a really stunning area and it's quite mountainous and lots of farmland, and it's really quite scenic. But we are just here at the wrong season. There's no detail in the sky or anything like that. We were just saying if we were here in the rainy season where there's all these big dramatic clouds, it would be absolutely beautiful around here. There are quite a few areas around Thailand that we have been to in our time here and we would definitely come back to again, and Kanchanaburi is one of them. Places that we found really nice resorts and like nature settings and really beautiful for there in the right season. Kanchanaburi definitely one of them. We are here, we're at the Hellfire Museum Pass. It did take 1 hour from the hotel, and when we arrived at the entrance gate, it's free entry, but they need to see some form of ID, so we just had a photocopy of our passport that we gave them, and you get it back when you leave. Okay, so we're just checking out the museum first before we go on the walk, just so we know what it's all about and getting the information so we know what we're looking at. So far it's all quite well informed. It's an Australian owned museum. They set it up in memory of all the prisoners of war that lost their life building the railway, and there's lots and lots of information in there. So
In English too.
Yes, all in English.
Rare in Thailand.
Yeah, so it's a good museum. Right, we are down in the museum. It's very interesting, lots to read, but could have spent a bit longer in there, but we're running out of time to do the walk because we have to be back before checkout, but it's very interesting in there. We are heading down to the Hellfire Pass now. It was named that because the men working on the railway would continue working at night, and they would work by bamboo candles, and they were malnourished and ill, and the sight of them working by the candlelight and the flames looked like hell.
So out of that 260,000 people, only 60,000 of them were actually British and Australian and Western prisoners of war, and the rest of the 200,000 were made up of Asian labourers and other prisoners of war from parts of Asia. But it was like 80-20.
And over 100,000 of them died?
Yeah, I was at 102,000 of them actually died, so it's a terrible amount of people. Despite the awful history behind it all, the Hellfire Pass and its surroundings are actually quite a beautiful place to visit. Looking around here, it's hard to imagine the amount of pain and suffering that people were going through when to us it's just a tourist attraction. It's a really good thing that they set up this museum so you can get an idea of the history before you walk in. It would be very easy to just walk around and take pictures and take selfies without taking any notice of the reality behind what could have been in the same place that you're standing. It's important to take a moment to stop and really think about it. Think about your life and think about other people's lives and how different they could be, even though you're in exactly the same place, just years apart.
We are now walking on the actual rail bed of the Hellfire Pass. Quite amazing to see the sleepers still in the ground, and you see rocks with nails in still. Also, as you're walking along, you can see some people have left flowers, and there's a poppy in a tree. You can tell it's still a memorial and not just a tourist attraction. Just cannot imagine at all what the people had to go through to carve this path out of the stone. It's incredible.
It is really peaceful up here. It does make you think that I wonder if any of the prisoners ever sat down and just looked around and looked at the scenery, or if they were just too stressed out to even think about that kind of stuff. Even though we're here on a weekend, it's surprisingly not that busy, isn't it, Sash?
Yeah.
There's a few people walking by. I assume there would be less people during the week.
The museum opens at 9 and we got here at 9, so
Yeah, that's also...
I recommend getting here early.
Yeah.
Although you could probably do the walk without the museum being open. So
True.
you could probably do this first and then go up there for 9.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you could do it that way. While we're here in these beautiful surroundings, we're trying to make the most of it and make another video for our second channel. So Sasha's just setting up for a shot. Do you want to use the other camera? It's got a stand.
I need to zoom in quite a lot though.
Oh, okay. We want to make a video to remember the kind of things that we were doing before our child is born. And so that's why we are coming up here and taking shots like this, because this is what we like to do. We like to hike through nature and learn about what was here before we were. And that's kind of the point of it. There are loads of these little red bugs around. Hell bugs. We are going to head down to the Hellfire Pass now. Not sure how far it is from here. See what it actually looks like.
And this is the main part of the Hellfire Pass. Right, this looks like we've reached the end of the main bit of the Hellfire Pass. This is as far as we're going to go. We're going to head back now, but you can actually walk another 4 or 5 kilometres, I think.
It's 4 kilometres in total.
4 kilometres. It takes about 3 hours to do the entire walk to the end and back, but we don't have that time today, so...
But this wasn't too far from the museum.
No.
You could do this walk quite easily, as long as it's not too hot.
Yeah.
And when you get to the end, you see the Hellfire Pass, you come up to the top, you see the lot,
Yeah.
and there's like a nice little train cart over there.
Yeah, we'll go and have a look at that and then we'll leave. Okay, we are finished in the Hellfire Pass. We are heading back to the car now.
Sasha's just going to put a donation in for the museum. Right, it's 10:35.
Time to go.
Let's go.
Highly recommend Hellfire Pass and doing the walk. It was very good, and get here early. That's a good tip.
Did you mention the audio tour?
No.
There's a free audio tour,
Yeah, there's a free audio tour you can do.
but it's first come, first served.
Yeah, they only have so many boxes, I guess. We got here at 9, it's now 10:30 and the sun is already hot, but while we were down there it was all shaded, and on the way back the sun was starting to come through, so definitely get here early. Right, see you at the hotel. And we are back at the hotel, and we have gathered up Eden and all of our stuff. We have checked out, we've showered and freshened up and got changed, and we are leaving. Eden said her last goodbyes to the garden. It is very good timing that we're leaving today, because tonight they have a massive Thai party. They've all arrived. See all the cars behind me here? They're setting up some speakers and like party karaoke stuff by the river, so right by our room. So very pleased that we're actually going now. We're going to head into town now and grab some lunch and then check into the next hotel.
Not sure if we've said, but none of the staff here speak any English. But despite that, we managed to check in and check out absolutely fine and have breakfast without having to, I don't know really anything. I mean, you say the odd few words, but if you're worried about stuff like that, most of the time you can still check into a hotel without having to speak any of the language. It's quite self-explanatory. And it does help to know a few words, of course. We are now off to the Mangosteen restaurant, so I'll see you there. It's a new day and a new restaurant for us. We always like discovering new places. This restaurant, Mangosteen, was appealing because I heard that it had a garden, which is always good for Eden, but also because we'd heard that the menu was really good and lots of people recommended it online. Sometimes it's easy to get stuck in your comfort zone and only go back to the same places. But we might not be back in Kanchanaburi for a long time. Nice sound of trickling water everywhere. Nice hammocks in the garden. Good little setting. Just hope the food is nice. I'm just looking through the menu and I'm very impressed so far. Currently my eyes are drawn towards this special Isan style burger, which looks very nice. But I've also got my eye on this hummus with flatbread and balsamic dressed salad, and apple cheese and nut salad with cider dressing and croutons. They've even got some English classics on here like gammon steak with egg and pineapple, and cottage pie with fresh vegetables and gravy. I'm quite impressed. I didn't realise it was going to be like this. Time for food. What have you got?
Oh, I have a gammon steak, and I asked for my egg well done. And it's like a little omelette. You can't see the steak. There it is.
And I went for the Isan burger, which is basically a northeastern style meat made into a patty. One of Sasha's favourite Thai dishes is called lab nu, which is like pork, like a spicy pork thing. And basically the burger is made out of that, so it should be nice.
A massive storm wind has just come upon us. So we are making a quick getaway, get to the car before it rains. Right, we made it to the car and it's not raining yet, just got lots of dust in our eyes. To the next hotel.
There's a bit of carnage on the streets. Trees are falling down by the side of the road. It's not good for motorbikes. Crash. All this from a little bit of wind. What's happening in the world?
There's a third tree as well.
Yeah, many trees have fallen in this wind. I do not fancy being a biker in this weather. What do you think? What do you think of the room? You look a bit different. Eden's changed shape. That's because you're not Eden, are you? You're Lola. So it taps. Good girl. I'm over here. Harden. We are at the Oriental Kwai Resort. We've just checked in, and because of the Lola's stealing Eden's water. Yeah, this is our dog for the day. Because of the wind, the power has been cut because one of the pylons has fallen down outside. It's alright because there's a nice breeze coming through. Eden's here, Lola's here. Hello. Oh. And we're just enjoying the breeze before we go inside and chill out. Eden, you were very good with Lola. Do you remember her? Leave me, I need my juice.
So like Jay said, we are back in the Oriental Kwai Resort, which is lovely. If you have been watching for a while, you might remember this resort as the place we went for Jay's birthday last year. And as a little side note to that, it is also the resort that we decided to have a baby in. And so now coming back here, being 4 months pregnant, is rather nice. We wanted to come back to film some nice scenes for our These Tiny Moments video that will be going up at the end of next month, I think. And just a nice way to document our journey and the start of this new journey. began here really, so that's why we decided to come back here and treat ourselves to a night at the Oriental Kwai. We are staying in one of the garden view rooms this time, which the room itself looks like an absolute replica of the other room that we stayed in, which was the riverside room. So the only difference is we can see the trees and not the river this time, but it's a very lovely room and the view from here is very nice, very green and tropical and very pretty.
Time for an English tea with milk, or chá com leite in Portuguese. How's your chá com leite?
It's too hot to drink at the moment.
And where's this cookie came from?
It's the last one from the other day.
That we've split it in half nicely. Nah, sharing it. And who's that in there? Oh, I'm trapped behind the glass. Release me.
We're just sitting outside our room, relaxing. We went for a walk around the resort, around the garden. We went down to the river and sat there for a while, but you didn't come because the battery was dead on this camera.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has been a long day.
Didn't feel like we were at the Hellfire Pass this morning.
No, that feels like a long time ago, but I'm glad we got up and done that. We're going to have dinner here at the resort later. They have a nice on-site restaurant. For now, tea and biscuits.
I've decided to end the vlog now. Don't forget to have a look at our other channel, These Tiny Moments, because we are making videos for that now, and Sasha's already made one of her pregnancy updates on there, which we filmed in our own special style, and she'll be putting up another one next week, and I'm going to be doing one too,
Yes.
which might be interesting.
If you haven't watched the first one, go and watch that before the next one goes up.
Click above my finger. So that's it for the day. Hellfire Pass was a nice day out, worth going to.
Yeah.
And Kanchanaburi in general is a nice place to come to, and also the Oriental Kwai is a lovely resort. And the Island River Resort was really nice too. I'll put a link in the description for both the hotels we're staying at. We're not getting paid or anything to say this, by the way. Both of these hotels we just genuinely like. One more thing. This hotel here isn't actually pet friendly. I've said this before. You need to ask beforehand, and if the owner says it's okay, you can bring a dog. But otherwise, it's not generally a pet friendly hotel.
They have 3 of their own dogs.
Yeah, they've got dogs here. So, hope you enjoyed today. Hit the thumbs up button if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to both our channels, and we will see you tomorrow.